Hey everyone, Simon here from Simple Simon's Education. Today I'm going to show you how to do a full body calisthenics workout using just this hilarious playground equipment. It's the only stuff I have around me in this quarantine time. Some monkey bars, an old swing set, an old teeter-totter. I'll mostly just be using the bar. Alright, hope you like it. Enjoy. So the first thing we want to do before we get into any kind of calisthenic workout, bodyweight workout with lots of holds, lifts using bars, is we really need to work on our wrist flexibility, really our whole body flexibility, but wrists are super important. Sorry about all the birds. So we just want to stretch those out, and I like to just use what's around. Stretching out the wrist, trying to get my hand completely vertical, my wrist completely vertical against the bar here. I like to do the other side as well. You can adjust the height based on how it feels for you, the height of your hand. The lower you go, the easier it'll be when your wrist is face down. The higher you go, the harder it'll be. And you adjust the force by pushing your body closer or further away. Also like to do the thumbs, so just pressing my thumb against the bar and leaning into it. Stretching out that space between your thumb and your index finger. The same, pushing it against your index finger and bending your wrist the other way. When I started doing this, I didn't warm up my wrists and I was doing lots of dips and pull-ups. And I ended up really actually hurting my wrist for like a month. Every time I'd shake someone's hand, I'd squeeze my hand, I'd get this massive pain right along this part of my wrist here. So please learn from me, warm up your wrists before you do this stuff. A couple other things I really recommend loosening up. Of course, honestly what I recommend doing is going for a short run, doing a bunch of jumping jacks, anything to get your body warmed up, and really doing a full body stretch before. But I definitely recommend just kind of along your shoulder, connecting to your chest here, loosening this area up by firmly planting your hand against a bar or a wall, and slowly turning away against it. The ligaments in here get used a lot when you're doing pull-ups, so it's good to ensure they're a little stretched out before. I already did my other arm just because I didn't want to be too redundant in the video. Another thing I recommend doing, especially if you're doing pull-ups, which I think every calisthenic workout will be doing a good amount of pull-ups, is some scap push-ups. Your scap is kind of this area right here in your back. And to do a scap push-up to warm up that area, just get into a normal push-up. It can be flat on the ground as well. And you keep your arms straight and you kind of move your chest forward while your shoulder blades come together, but not without any bend in the elbow, okay? And that area in your upper mid back between the shoulder blades should press in, and then you press out. It can take a little while to get used to kind of controlling that muscle, but once you get it, you'll get it. Keep your core engaged. Actually not doing the best job of that right now. Alright, so the last stretch I really recommend before we get into our workout here is just to hang. Hang from a pull-up position. Fortunately, this monkey bar set's a little bit low. It's usually better when they're higher, but I'll just have to hang with my feet my knees bent dangling. You can kind of move up and down a little bit to stretch out your back and your triceps and your shoulders, just because you're going to be doing lots of pull-ups in this position and they need to be stretched out. So kind of move your chest back and forth, your back and forth. Hanging is one of the best things to do just to help your alignment as well. Chiropractor I once knew used to tell me to hang for at least a couple minutes every day just to realign yourself. So the first thing we're going to do in our full body calisthenic workout in the park here is of course a pull-up. You'll see throughout the video that I do lots of modifications to really enhance, I guess, my workout, do multiple parts of the body at the same time, so you'll see that here. Stay tuned later for resistance bands modifications. If you can't do a pull-up, then there's ways you can incorporate resistance bands to help you build up to it. Okay, so pull-up, you can do as wide a grip or as close a grip as you want. It'll work out different parts of your back, but I like just a little bit more than shoulder widths apart. Hang, core engaged, pull straight up, get your chin over that bar. Okay, modification, I like to get into an L sit, engage the core, and then pull up. Okay, another modification is a hold or a planche at the top. So do your pull up, hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so you can do a set of 10 pull-ups, add any of those modifications as you like. Next thing we're going to work on is we'll do our chest. I always like to alternate between muscle groups because the back will also work out your bicep. You'll notice as you're doing those pull-ups, so to go straight into biceps is a little bit tough. So I switch to the other major muscle, chest. Here I'm going to do a decline push-up. That's extra weight and emphasis on your chest. Of course, you can just do a normal push-up or push-up from your knees as modifications. Make sure that your core is engaged. Hopefully there's no glass or sharp rocks under you like there might be with me. Come straight down. Squeeze back up. As I talk about in my push-up video, you really want to ensure that you're squeezing the shoulders, the chest, the breastplate in. Pretty uncomfortable on those rocks. Anyway, decline push-up. Okay, so moving back to our biceps, similar to our pull-ups, we're going to do chin-ups. You can do chin-ups, arms shoulder width apart. Man, those birds are loud. Shoulder width apart like you're probably used to seeing. Come up, squeeze the biceps in. You can do a hold at the top. You could add some abs here, maybe some obliques. Or if you want to make it extra difficult, if you have monkey bars, for your biceps to get towards doing single arm biceps, grab 2 bars further apart. Really put the emphasis on bringing up in one arm. That goes through the middle. So I'm working out really my left bicep a lot more, not my right. You got it. One other thing, sometimes I like to do just to go really crazy, work on my core strength, is get into my chin up and come all the way up with my core. Squeezing the core engaged the whole time. Holding the core, engaging the core, engaging the core, engaging the core. Back down. So there's another really great modification to include your abs with your biceps. All right, so next I'm going to show you 2 different ways you can do your triceps. One, you can do a dip. Find almost anything raised off the ground to do a dip with at a playground. Key is to go about 90 degrees. Engage your core. Try and find stable ground to put your feet on. If you want to get a little bit more bicep in there, you can switch the angle of your arm. It's going to work out your tris and a bit of your bis as well. Okay. Or what I like to do, my favorite, is find the lower you go with the bar or something just off the ground, the more emphasis is going to be on your tricep in this. So I like to go as low as possible, get into kind of a downward dog position, bend at the elbow, put your head under the bar, and push back using just your triceps. So isolate your triceps. Here's a good opportunity to include some abs. Kick back the leg, drive it in, kick back the leg, maybe do a little bend here, open up the hips, knee to elbow, knee cross arm for the obliques. There you go. There's some tricep options for you. Alright, the next thing I'm going to show you is how to get some shoulder action in here on the park. Again, similar position to what I just did with the tricep. Get down on that lower bar, instead of bending at the elbows and driving up with the tricep, we're more going to push from our shoulder here. Head drops. Just to bend the elbows a little bit, but not as much. And the weight is held in your shoulders. Keep your core engaged. You can do this straight from the ground too. My ground's all covered in rocks and glass. Okay. So that's a pike push-up for your shoulders, similar to a shoulder press. Handstands are something that you're good at. You can do handstands, or you could go over to a wall. You have one around, push your feet up against the wall in a handstand-like posture and do literal push-ups. I'll show you in another video. Okay, so there's some park shouldies for you. Okay, so earlier we really only worked out our upper back with the pull-ups. So here we're going to do some back rows to work out our mid to lower back, and depending on the two different postures I'll show you, it'll work out slightly different areas of your back, including parts of your bicep as well. So I'm just going to sneak under this little swing set here, hands over the bar like this. It's going to work out slightly higher up in your back. Your forearms as well are going to get a good workout here. Core engaged, squeeze up, and really you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. That's the muscle that's working in your back, is squeezing the shoulder blades together. Not so much your biceps, but that muscle there. All right? If you want, you can get some leg stretches in here for your hammies, raising your legs. You get some core workout. Modifications abundant. Okay, the other way is just to switch your grip inward, like this. Your biceps will get a little bit more of a workout, but more in your lower back as well. Again, you're squeezing your shoulder blades closer together, and a little more action in the bicep on this one. Again, modifications available for your abs. Come out, open up your hips. Mix it up. It's more fun. So now I'm going to show you something for your abs. Of course, we've been sprinkling abs in all throughout the workout, so you don't have to do this if you don't want, but core strength is super important to all muscle workouts, so I like to get in as much as possible. In this, I'm trying to lean over a bar. Any flat surface will do, a bench, you name it. The wider your feet are apart, the easier this will be, so that's a modification for you. Okay, and the goal here basically is to hold all the strength in your core. Don't let your back sink in and put all the weight in your lower back. Hold your core nice and strong. Keep your butt engaged. Then you want to raise one arm straight up, back down. One arm straight up, back down. If you're really advanced, you might do arm and leg at the same time. And if you want to add more, you can do our classics. You got it. All right, so there's a nice stabilizing ab workout for you. Okay, the last thing I'm going to show you, the last major muscle group in our part calisthenic workout with the super loud birds, some squats. Lots of different ways you can do squats. Of course, if you only have flat ground, just do your squats. Or consider doing some jump squats, which I have links to do. Or you can find a nice little ledge. You probably can't see here, but this is into a parking lot and there's a bit of a drop off here. Any old bench will do as well. And you can do a one-legged squat. Just make things a little bit harder for yourself, okay? Make sure the knee doesn't go over the toes, that you're just sitting directly back down and the weight's going into your quads and your glutes. Engaged, 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 core's engaged, drive back up. All right. So there you have a fun little full body calisthenic workout. Hope you enjoyed my short flower shorts. I hope you enjoyed the birds and the sunshine. And if you liked this video, if it was helpful to you, please subscribe, follow along, do all those fun things to encourage me to keep doing this stuff. Okay, enjoy, have a wonderful day.